What's up? What's up? What's up?
What up, son?
What up,
What
dude?
up? It's the Uneducated podcast coming at you. Episode 1, boys.
Loading complete.
How y'all feeling? Loading 100%.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Good.
How you feeling?
I'm all right. My allergies going nuts today, bro.
I remember you saying that, man.
Yeah.
These allergies are.
I was hoping like when I left the house, like for, the hour or two I had been awake already, I was like sneezing, snotting, blowing my nose, like uncontrollable. You know what I mean? So sometimes, I don't know why, but if I just leave the atmosphere that I'm in, it changes a little bit. Now, they're usually really bad the day after I do yard work or I mow or something like that, but I didn't yesterday. But I was outside a lot, so maybe that was it.
I could definitely see it. There's a lot of people's allergies acting up right now.
The season's changing, dog.
Yeah.
It's real hot, real cold,
Yeah.
warm.
You got a new
whatever you
COVID
want.
strain?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Is there?
Yeah, flirt. It's real.
What?
Yeah, that's the new name.
Dude, I can't do it.
It's called flirt.
I swear.
So you got the flirt, dog.
Got the flirt
Tracy
sign.
definitely got it, bro.
I believe it.
Yo, but Uneducated is here.
Yes, it is. I think
Finally here.
Finally. I mean, we did a test episode and everything.
It's the first one, baby.
Yeah, that'll go in the archives. Episode 0. No one will ever see that.
maybe one day we'll leak some of those.
$1,000. Anybody got $1,000, we'll release it to you. Nah.
All right, so why Uneducated? Why do we call this Uneducated?
I don't know if anyone wants to take it off, or I really liked your answer from like whenever we originate with that question of none. I don't think any of us are uneducated by any means, but we also have room to grow as
Yeah.
well. So I liked how you had kind of came up with that idea there.
Yeah, kind of like the irony. I like the irony of it, like because I don't feel like we're uneducated at all. So
Yeah, for sure.
the more time goes on, I feel pretty smart. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
You keep learning about life and how things work and stuff, and after a while, you're like, all right.
yeah.
I don't feel like that 18-year-old kid anymore that's trying to draw on people.
I definitely feel more and more like that every day. We're always learning. We're always reading, taking in knowledge from life experience, whatever that may be. So,
Every day's an adventure, dog. We're going to learn something every single day.
yeah.
Cheer, girl. Bro, I still learn when I'm tattooing. You know what I mean?
You
Like
should.
on a weekly basis or at least a monthly basis. But
Man, if you're not learning while you're tattooing, then why the hell are you even tattooing? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
If you already know it all, then I guess that's that.
I'm honestly, but that's the crazy thing. Like I know, like when I'm tattooing, I'm like 100% in it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not focused on anything else. It's me and my reference, dude, back and forth.
Yep.
And the more you do that, like the more you continue to see. Like the longer you look at a rose and draw it and then do it again the next time, you see detail you didn't see before. And then you do it again and you see even deeper, like stuff you didn't see before. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's like there's always learning.
For sure. And like with what you were saying too, like seeing things more and more, that was something I learned from drawing on the right side of the brain was most people can't draw because they can't see. So drawing is more so learning to see, especially like tattooing realism. I feel like it's applicable for sure.
Well, I think you changed my whole perspective. Like when I started on the journey, because you were there at the beginning.
Right.
And I was like, I can't just draw this out of my head. I don't know how it looks. You know what I mean? How do people do that? Just doodle random things and like make awesome art. And some people have that gift. I did not have that gift necessarily. Like I didn't know, like if I'm going to draw a face, I'm like, what about the proportions and this and that? Like I need to actually see something to know how it's supposed to look versus just out of my head knowing exactly where everything is and shadows and highlights and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you told me one time, like, well, if you want to draw a rose, you got to know how a rose looks. So look at a rose
Right.
and draw the rose. And I was like, oh, use a reference, you know?
Right.
And I'm talking like this was all the way at the beginning, like when I first
Just
started.
like click light bulb.
Yeah, when I first started drawing. So then I tried it and ended up being better than I thought I was,
Right.
you know, and I kept on doing it, and it's like, okay, like I can do this, and you keep pressing into that, and
For sure, that was something that Chris Buchholz inspired for me, but that was more so on a American traditional standpoint. Of he said, if you want to learn how to draw a rose, find the Sailor Jerry rose and draw that rose 100 times. So I didn't finish the 100 roses. I think I ended up painting like 45 like duplication paintings of his
yeah, like
And-
classic traditional rose.
to learn how to do American traditional roses. And then once that you can apply that with everything, I've seen other artists like Dane Smith and people do the same thing with like they'll just draw snakes for 30 days to learn how to.
Repetition's key, bro.
Yep.
Yeah,
Repetition's key.
yeah. What kind of tattoos do you do, Slater?
Me, dog, shit. You know what I'm saying? I do that anime stuff, you know?
I don't know. I've seen some neo-trad.
Sometimes some neo-trad.
Your
Nobody really
your
likes
neo-trad is fire, dude. I mean, you're just already so good at that, like color saturation.
that. I appreciate that, bro.
On point every time. I feel like anime plays right into like some neo-trad stuff.
Yeah, I definitely take a lot of the aspects of neo-trad and throw it into the anime field. I'm sure you can break down anime like everything else. Realism. Jordy Pla, he does a really good fucking job at like realistic anime.
He's tight, dude. If I ever get my face tattooed, like a little flower banger on the side or something, I might have him do it.
He's fire, bro.
I've seen his. Yeah, I mean it's simple, but like it just there's something about it. The style of how he kind of draws those little neo flowers, and he does way better work than that. Like way more
yeah.
complicated stuff. But even those, I'm like, if I get tattooed by him, that's what I'm gonna want. Is like one of those little bangers right here.
Right.
So
His monochromatic seminar he put on in Gila was super sick too. I took a lot from that, which I got to apply immediately with the Tony Hawk tattoo. So it was super cool.
Yeah, Tony Hawk was fire as fuck, bro.
Thank you.
I like that design a lot.
Yeah, that was super. It was just one of my random up for grabs. Obviously, Tony Hawk inspired us. We know each other through skateboarding probably 15 maybe years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wild.
yeah.
Greg was definitely a deserving person for that.
For sure. 100%.
That man eat, breathes, and sleeps skateboarding.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. He's pretty much permanently got like a fisheye lens attached to him.
Yeah, he's
Like
got one
on,
tattooed on him.
on his phone and his camcorder, whatever he uses for most of the filming, skating, and stuff. But all the clips he posts, like it's all even tattoo clips from your studio, like it's all fisheye.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's just filming like tattooing and everything else in life as a skateboarder would film it, like,
Yeah,
through like a fisheye
sure.
angle, you know.
It's super sick, and he's getting better and better at it too.
Hey, is that last one that y'all posted with Kyle? That was
Yeah,
that was a fire ass
fun.
one.
That was actually
Nice
an
little skit.
early one he made that we hadn't really used yet either.
Okay,
It was just
okay.
like we were just kind of sitting on it for a second, but
He's
yeah.
got some more hidden up in the back pocket
yeah,
somewhere.
we're working, we're cooking.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
So I know we didn't really introduce ourselves, man. So
Yeah.
where you from, Matt? Tell the people where you're from, what you do.
So I from Columbus, grew up around Columbus. I own a studio in Nashville, Indiana now, Redbird Tattoo. I like doing American traditional surrealism, horror stuff. Lately, I've started really enjoying geometric stuff, mandalas, dot works, stuff like that.
Yeah, I've always kind of seen you as like a sort of jack of all trades. Like you do everything, and
Yeah.
nothing that you do, I would say, is like a bad level at all. Like it's all pretty good. You know what I mean? It's like
I appreciate
you can
that.
do a color realism portrait. You can do black and gray, like definitely traditional. You do mandala, dot work stuff. It's just
Yeah.
all over the place, and it's solid tattoos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it came from starting tattooing because I started in Seymour, and there was a vast clientele that just ranged from they wanted everything, and my mentor kind of pushed me in that direction to kind of do everything, be able to take whatever comes in the door, and then I just love tattooing. Like at the end of the day, no matter what style it is, I've just been attracted to it. So
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole lot to learn if you dive
sure.
into every single style, but I feel like tattooing being the bread and butter, like it's our job, it's our career.
for sure.
It's probably best to know how to accommodate any type of client because there would be possibly more work for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. it just depends on what is being attracted at that time, kind of thing. I feel like,
Yeah.
but there's definitely the things I enjoy doing more so, which I mean goes into those mostly realism based things. I find a lot of enjoyment in American traditional, with the geo stuff being like new, but not many styles that I just like don't really like to do. I guess I've done a couple blackouts lately. They were fun.
Yeah.
And then only thing I really don't do a lot of is watercolor stuff. Just because of the longevity, or how I see the longevity being, can be done well. There's definitely artists who do it very well that ages super well, but I don't think I'm that guy.
It's not for everybody, bro.
No.
You do good at what you do, and that's
Try.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try.
But what about you, Tracy? Where you from?
Me? You want to know about me?
Dog, I want to know about you.
Yo, my name's Tracy.
T Rizzle.
That's about it.
Oh. You don't
No,
work anywhere, dog?
No, I work at Bankai Tattoo Studio in Columbus, Indiana, dog.
Dang, heard that studio's sick.
Yeah, it's fire.
Super fire.
They
you
do
do,
some
bro?
they do some anime stuff there. I don't know jack about anime, but
That's okay.
Goku.
I'm the only dude in the
Goku,
studio
that's it.
who, well, I guess me and Liz both, we're the ones who don't watch anime or play video games or anything, and all
Right.
the rest of them, it's their whole life.
Right.
So like,
Olivia and Travis really don't watch much. I mean, Travis plays video games, but Olivia and them really don't watch much. They have like their little, set ones that they listen to and watch and all that stuff, but it's not like heavy. I'm just the only one that heavy dives into it.
yeah, but I guess Travis, he's heavy into Pokemon though.
Yeah, he does
So
love
that's-
Pokemon a lot.
Kind of plays into it a lot.
Travis got an interesting taste. My boy all over the place with cars, Pokemon.
Yep.
You vibe with
Dude.
whatever, dog.
Dude knows a lot about cars.
Yeah,
And
he
music.
does.
Music too, for sure.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, he's always got those headphones on.
Always.
He's like just a hip hop lover. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Oh, you ain't never met him whenever we first moved here to Columbus, did you? My boy had them headphones on all the time.
Well, I feel
listening.
like I did when you guys were working at Good Vibrations.
That's
though.
right. You did some video footage and stuff for us before, yeah.
And that's when he first started. He wasn't tattooing yet. He was just
No.
drawing in the back every day.
Every day.
Yeah, you did some video stuff for us early on too as well. You were doing
Yeah.
you're one of those people that's into a lot of different things too.
Yeah, he is.
I get obsessed with one thing for a little bit until but I don't like to not be good at things. So I'm like, I don't want to be doing this, but be the worst one around who's doing it.
Right.
That like there's something in me that like I like to excel at what I'm doing. It's not fun if you're not good at it.
For sure. I think that comes from skateboarding. I don't know.
It could.
I-
It has to come from somewhere. Like,
I feel
and
like that's where it
asked-
stemmed for me.
Yeah, and I asked myself this question. I'm like, where did this come from? Like, why do I feel the need to be good or to be excessively good at the things that I do? Like, because I don't want it to be about being better than other people, but I also just recognize, like, I don't like doing less than what I'm capable of doing. So if I'm going to do something, I've just found it a personality trait of mine so far that I'm like, I'm at least going to do it to the best of my ability if I'm going to spend time on it. you
Yeah,
know?
there was quotes like that when I stood out to me when I was young. Like, be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, and like now I feel the same way. Like I can't halfway do anything. I've seen you do the same thing. Like
Yeah,
Yep.
bro.
Yeah, you're like, if I'm going to build a business, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
Like, if we're doing a podcast, we're going to at least give it our all. You know,
Right.
like, just, I don't know, I'm not really about half-assing things. And if so, I just don't really want to do it all.
what, there's no point.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no sense in half-assing shit at all, man.
Yeah, do it with excellence, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely something I acknowledged in both of you guys. Like, I obviously skateboarding early on, and then whenever me and you met in New Orleans,
Yep.
immediately knew. Like, we were like, okay, yeah, we're on the same level. We're got the same mentality, same work ethic, and so it's super cool to be like surrounded by people that have the same
Absolutely. Yeah, we pretty much clicked in New Orleans, dog.
immediately.
That was the start of it all.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yep. You
For
want to play
sure.
with night vision goggles in the
Hell yeah,
bedroom?
dude.
Yep.
got it. No, for real. We I remember walking up to the booth. I didn't know anyone, and Slater setting up a station. We locked eyes. We continued doing what we're doing. Immediately walked over each other. Like, what's up, dude? Like, and then from then on, homies. Ever since.
Tight.
Yep.
I love
how
to
it
hear
goes.
it.
Yep.
And then you moved here.
I did move here.
Yep.
Crazy.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Life's weird, man.
So
Never
yeah, my name's Tracy. Tracy Scott.
We don't even know what Tracy tattoos yet.
I like black and gray realism. That real.
Real
know. Oh, you just
thing.
like it, bro, but you're fucking phenomenal at it, dog.
Fire.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
And fairly quick too. Like what? How long you been tattooing now?
3.5 years.
Yeah, definitely super quick.
Excelled fast.
Thanks, y'all.
Most definitely, dog.
Yeah, it's been it's crazy. It's only been 3.5 years because it's already been a journey. Like I've worked, multiple different cities and different studios, and even like already did. Me and Liz did our own private studio much quicker than a lot of people. A lot of people wouldn't even agree with it.
No,
like
yeah,
they're gonna say like, "How dare you?"
right. Time's not real in tattooing. I'll just say it now. Time does not exist.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I was ready.
Yeah, and I think that's all that matters. You know what I mean? You knew and where you're at now, it's worked. So
There's no right or wrong in anything.
Yeah.
People are going to agree with you. People are not going to agree with you. But at the end of the day, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters, dog.
Yeah.
You did what you thought was right.
Yeah.
and there's always going to be people with like more traditional values that don't agree. And I mean, I remember hearing forever, wait 10 years to open a studio, and I opened where you're at now. You know what I mean? Like 3.5 years in is where I opened my first studio.
Yeah. We can unpack that for sure. Did you introduce
even want-
yourself though?
I've not
No.
introduced
All
myself.
right. You introduce yourself, then we're gonna unpack that because
Oh,
we've
God.
talked about that before.
Yeah.
My name's Slater Adams, y'all. I'm originally from Kentucky. Moved around a lot whenever I was young, but found my way up here to Columbus, Indiana, thanks to Matt Jackson.
What
I
kind of
own-
tattoos do you do?
I do a little bit of anime, you know what I mean? Some neo-trad. Occasionally, if people will let me, I'd like to dip into some color realism, but, we'll see how that goes.
Okay. What's your address?
My address.
Social.
What's your social
Trying to
security
know
number?
all my information, dog. What's up? Nah. I'm the owner of Bonkai Tattoo Studio. We over at 2428 Beam Road, Columbus, Indiana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, girl. I know what you're saying.
I think I've been there.
I've been
You
there.
have been there once or twice, I think.
So.
Excuse my allergies, y'all.
Oh,
I'm
it's all
sniffing
good.
in the microphone. Trying not to snot everywhere.
It's all right.
How long you been tattooing?
7 years, bro.
Okay.
7 years.
That's cool.
It's not too bad, bro. Been a journey, to say the least.
You're doing good.
Appreciate that,
I
dog.
mean, like you have that. Well, I feel like both of you guys have this like cult following of like these people are just like diehard fans of your studio and what you do. Like I'll walk in, even if I'm not working one day, and I'll walk in just like say what up. And Slater's got like just literally just 3 or 4 dudes just like around him while he's tattooing, and they're just hanging out. Like they all just stopped in to hang out for the day, and they're all anime lovers, and they're at the shop all the time. They stop in just to hang out, say what up. So that like local,
It's a community.
yeah,
Yeah.
and there's people that that's where they want to be, that's where they want to hang out and stuff. And you've always had the same thing at Good Vibrations and now at Redbird.
Right.
It's like there's those people that are still with you. They were there from the start.
Yeah.
Supporting you and getting those little bangers and whatever, and they're still there. They're just hanging out. They're your like normal clients that keep coming back to you all the time, and they're your friends as well now.
Yeah,
And
I
like
think
they
that's-
just hang out in the studio all the time.
Yeah, I think that was more like, I don't know, I feel like I create more friends than anything. And I think that's why, because tattooing is a lot more than just tattooing.
Mm-hmm. And I've found it to be true. They say, how do you say it? A client will become a friend quicker than a friend will become a client.
Yeah, for sure.
In tattooing, I
God.
have seen that, because when you start, you expect all of your like closest homies to be like, heck yeah, and that's actually not what happens. Or it wasn't for me. It was random people that either I worked with or just knew from forever ago, and those people I hadn't talked to even in a while sometimes thought it was the coolest thing that I started tattooing. And then they would start getting little in my apprenticeship, they'd
For sure.
come
Yeah.
get little bangers, and then just kept on.
Mhm.
And that's kind of my start. It wasn't like my closest group of 5 or 10 people that I thought would let me tat them up.
Right.
It's like some of those people come in later, but oftentimes it's like I mean, there's a lot of people I thought I would tattoo immediately
Right.
and would be stoked on it, and I might never tattoo them.
Right. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of them that were free when I started, and then that fizzled out as soon as I had to charge a minimum. You start to really see.
Yeah, as soon as you start to charge money for doing your job.
Yeah.
So, yo, let me get that homie discount, bro.
Times 10
Times 10.
for the next 5, 10, 15 years. How long you're tattooing? I want it.
So every fucking month, let me in, dog, for free.
Yeah.
No, I'm super thankful for the client base and all the friends I made over the years, for sure. It's definitely been fun. I couldn't do it without them, for sure.
Yeah, I would say you're successful. Both of you guys are successful.
It was the first
Appreciate
thing I
that.
ever wanted to be.
What is it?
First thing I ever wanted to be.
Successful?
Yep, that was it. Whatever it was, whatever. I knew that at like 11. It's like, I'm gonna try to be successful in life. And I still don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know really what the measure of success is.
Dude, I'm still asking myself, like, the other day I was thinking, when am I going to start dressing like an adult? Like, what do adults wear? Because I still just wear hoodies and Vans and whatever else, and
Yeah.
I'm going to be 50 years old wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
And then there's other people who are 40, 50 who just adult clothing looks different, But if you go to a tattoo convention, you see all these old dogs in there that are tattooers and, like, they look just like us. Like, I mean, it's not like I care, but the thought crossed my mind. I was like, is my like style of wardrobe ever going to change? Or especially since I'm a tattooer, it doesn't have to or need to change,
That's the one thing I've loved about tattooing. I still feel like I'm 16. Like, I still get to dress,
Like,
listen to, do whatever I want to do that day.
Yeah, you can completely be like whoever you want to be.
Yep.
And it's very unique. Other people in their careers, they don't have that opportunity.
Right. Yeah. Just to be super authentic. And I don't know. I definitely love that it's given the opportunity of that, for sure. Just working in factories and stuff, and that wasn't it for me. And I think you guys all did some. I know you did, for sure. I think you did some as well.
What is it?
Worked in like factories.
Oh,
and other
yeah.
jobs before.
Oh, yeah. Definitely worked in some factories.
I had just about 10 years of it.
10 years of
Yeah,
factory work, bro.
Yeah, well, my first job after I was 18 was Hoosier Tool and Die, running CNC machines, and that was a year and a half. And then I worked at Cummins for 8 years doing assembly at one of their plants. And so I was 27 when I started tattooing. Halfway through 27 when I started my apprenticeship. I'm 31 now.
Man.
So I felt like I
years.
had some catching up to do because I was starting later than like my peers did.
Yep.
And you guys were already at like a certain level. And
I don't really think there's any like right or wrong time to start tattooing, especially with how things are today. I wouldn't say
agree.
it's easy to start tattooing, but the tools that are out there, it makes it easy to grow really, really fast and be really, really good off rip.
Yeah, because if you're not having to tear down a coil machine, what I mean? You don't have to come in and like tune it and do all that stuff. Even that takes some time. And then setting up needle bars, tubes, and everything like that. Like when I started, it takes more time when you got to set up 3-4 machines to do one tattoo.
Yeah.
And the iPad too, man. Like that iPad. Oh my God.
Yep.
That tool is so
yeah,
nice.
it's changed everything.
And I know you've been, I know this might spark some little fire in some people's mind, but the AI, bro, I think that shit's fucking great.
Yeah.
And I know you've utilized that here and there.
Yeah.
I think that tool is like, honestly, like if you're not abusing it, you know what I mean? But like what you do with it's fucking great. You know what I mean? That's such a helpful tool.
For
yeah,
sure.
it is. It's going to change everything. Just for about the last year, I'll sporadically use it if I can't do it. So doing realism, I work with like references, and I'm tattooing real things from the world, you know? So like if I'm doing flowers or whatever, I'm finding actual references and I'm tattooing that. But I'm like meshing it and mixing it and blending it with other stuff to create a scene if it's a skull or a portrait or whatever. So my designs consist of photography and it's photorealism, right? It's like what it is.
Yeah.
So you do, I'll mix like 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 images all into one to create like a big scene. And you kind of get good at meshing that stuff together, making it flow in a design. Because I remember when I started, and it's, you kind of have to figure it out, like how to make it work, how to make stuff flow.
Yeah, I love
absolutely.
watching your compositions kind of evolve because I remember like the first few iPad designs you sent me compared to what they are now. It's I've definitely seen the growth there.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even say they're super crazy now. Like I got better at it, but I kind of like the simplistic nature.
Yeah,
And that spawns from like a couple of tattooers that I have really liked their design style, and I influence from them a lot, But yeah, with the AI stuff, I mean, basically you can just generate brand new references. Like if I'm having trouble finding exactly what I have in my head on Pinterest or Google or wherever I'm looking at photography.
you mean you don't use the same lion on page 1?
Frick no, dude.
No.
That line reference probably sucks to me.
Well, it's been overdone a million times.
Yeah.
I find AI super good for animals and flowers for sure.
Yeah, because you can, and one thing, like, if you think about it, if you can't, like, if you're doing like the Greek god tattoos, which are popular and still dope. I love statue stuff, like architecture. I like that just type of art from like the Roman world or whatever you want to call
Renaissance
it.
or
Yeah. Love that stuff. But everyone for like a Poseidon tattoo, or some of the other ones that you can name, they're using like the same statue reference. And there's like 2, maybe 3 good photos of it. And everyone does the exact same one. So now with AI, if you want to, you can generate all new like Poseidon statue references. And it's literally something nobody else has,
Yep. And it won't be unless someone copies that directly.
Yeah, and you can put a staff in his hand, and you can put lightning in the background, and like all
glow in the eyes, or
all this stuff. And like I'll have a good reference from AI if I do that, and it's still very sporadic. It's only if I can't find references elsewhere, like on Pinterest or something. Then I'll be like, okay, let me see what AI can come up with, and see if we can get closer to like my vision for the design. But yeah, that being said, it's like you can still mesh other stuff with it, like normal photography you find, and just use this one AI thing that was perfect. Shoot, I forgot where I was going with that actually.
I don't know. There is a AI seminar this weekend at Evergreen.
Really?
Yeah.
What day?
I'm not sure. I know Ryan Roy has one as well.
I did see the one about Ryan Roy
Friday
and his
and
like
Saturday?
financial stuff. I thought his was on Sunday for some
He's
reason.
on it 2 days.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to. Saturday, I'm actually booked for the day, and I'm about to fucking go hard as shit on that tattoo. So,
Yeah, I just booked Saturday as well.
Is that this weekend,
yes.
Evergreen?
yes,
Yep.
sir.
Okay. Well, tell me about Evergreen. I mean, it's not your first time. It seems like a convention that I'd say it's probably your favorite one.
I feel like this was gonna be
100%.
different this time, man.
Yeah, this is so it's their autumn show. I don't really know what to expect. Evergreen's always surrounded by
Killer tattooers.
Killer
It's one of those
tattooers.
conventions. It's like just killers around the room.
super good tattooers, but even better people. I think you could attest to that as well.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been like one person I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like these guys ain't it.
Yeah, you just
They're
like
always just super nice,
like-
open arms. And
walking into the nicest tattoo studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of like supporting people that want everyone else in the room to grow with them. That's what I've always taken away from Evergreen, and they're super accommodating to the artists. You know what I mean? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like every day of the show in a private area. There's a masseuse, and it's in Oregon, and it's beautiful.
That's pretty cool because I'm at conventions. I'm usually scrambling for food, like in the middle of the day, and you need it fast and quick, and like, but you don't want to eat absolute trash necessarily. But you end up doing that and not even eating probably as much as you want to because you're like, all right, I took that 10 minutes, got to hop back on this tattoo, or else I'm not gonna finish it.
I think that's a good thing about the prestigious shows. You know what I mean? Like
More the invitationals.
They care about the other stuff.
I've been
the small
to
stuff.
quite a bit of shows, and it's like, you know, you don't get to eat all day, and then you're leaving out of there at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then it's just trying to find whichever bar is still going to be serving some food. You know what I mean? At this point, because everything else is closed, unless you want fast food. But
Right. I've seen Slater upset about not getting some food after a show.
oh yeah, dog boy, I get hangry, son.
Yeah.
Hangry, dog. Ain't no joke.
Well, especially after tattooing for sometime 9-10 hours at a show. When we all know what it's like after, and there's like not a thought inside your brain other than I've not ate all day.
Yeah.
Because there's not you
Emptiness.
Can't think.
You're brain dead after tattooing 10 hours, but the only thought in your head is like, I need sustenance.
Yeah, like I did not take care of myself today.
Yeah.
I don't know if I drink water. I'm getting better about that.
Yeah.
Oregon's a great show for that. Well, the Evergreen show is.
Yeah, for sure.
For water?
No, just for taking
They got
care.
good water up there, bro?
They do.
They probably do got some great ass water, bro.
They do. I'll drink water out of the tap in Oregon. It's fire.
That's what's up.
Yep.
I'm a little curious about this show this time. It's in Hillsboro this time.
Yeah,
a little
right.
closer to Portland, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember working a show 2018 in Portland. It obviously wasn't Evergreen, but it was fun then too. I mean, the people out in Oregon are just, I don't know. I generally enjoy.
I've never been to Portland. Anything to expect? Like what's a city like? You know what I mean? I've been to some crazy ass cities, so
I mean, I'm pretty sure the slogan for the city is "Stay weird." So,
really?
Yeah.
The slogan?
Or I guess motto. I don't know what you'd call it, but
isn't
keep Portland weird. I think that's what it.
Portland like everything decriminalized out there?
I know quite a bit of things are for sure. I don't know.
What are you
the
trying to
extent.
I'm not
find?
trying to do anything, bro. I'm just trying to stay clear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I gonna walk up and just get like poked by like needle or some bullshit on the road, or like what's up with this?
But you would think they wouldn't want to waste their drugs on you. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like,
I don't know what the
that'd be
expense
nuts.
is for it.
yeah.
They're tax free out there too, aren't they?
Income taxes. They have income tax, and then I don't think they have sales tax.
Nice. That's always a plus.
Yeah. So how many times have you done it, Matt?
So this would be the I think third Evergreen that I've done. Well, this would be I've done 3 of the original Evergreen shows, and this would be the first of the autumn show. So it'd be the 4th time. I frequented Oregon. I did 1 guest spot there, and then another show with Villain.
Okay. So I was curious if the vibe of this show would be different this year.
Yeah.
And, you know, anyone in the tattoo community, if y'all know who Josh Carlton is.
Yeah, for sure.
There's been some things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with his passing and everything.
I feel like it's gonna be different for sure.
I'm excited to like celebrate, like within.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I hope it's definitely gonna be more of a celebration
for sure, and I think it will be.
You know,
It's okay
to mourn.
Yeah, it would suck if it was just kind of somber and sad because,
Right.
like, oh, he's not here, you know.
Josh
but
wouldn't
he
want
wouldn't.
that.
Yeah, he wouldn't
Yeah.
want that.
We're like just going. He would want everyone there to kill it, do their
Fuck
best
yeah, he
tattoos.
does.
And I'm gonna try to do my best tattoos out there. This weekend.
Absolutely.
Who else runs that convention?
So
It's Nicole, ain't it?
I know, but there's a part as well, and then
Nicole Carlton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
okay.
then Riley, or I can't remember his.
I don't remember that much.
Yeah, I know there. That was Josh had a big part in the original Evergreen show.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this as well, but
Okay.
We'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
To be announced.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to hit that up with you guys at some point.
100% you should do
Absolutely.
it with a. I mean, I plan to go again in March because I'm assuming they'll still do the Eugene show.
I hope so. Eugene's my favorite.
So is this the
I've
first
seen.
one that's a spinoff? Because it said like Evergreen Autumn
Yeah.
or something. So I was like, is this a new one or are they just changing up what they do for Evergreen?
Oh yeah, no. So it's a new show.
Okay,
And then because that Eugene, Oregon, is where the Evergreen Invitational is always. And then they had 208, which I never attended. 208, which I don't think they do
That was
anymore.
in Idaho, wasn't it?
Yeah, in Boise.
So they did 208 this year, but I don't know. I think maybe Josh might have stepped back from that. No, I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm not
100%
100.
sure on that. So don't take that to heart and quote me on that.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I've never done 208. I know a lot of the same artists that attend Evergreen every year usually attend that one as well.
208 would be fun to tattoo at.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
pretty sure that one's Idaho.
Yeah,
It just sounds right.
yeah, I think you're right.
I just want to go to Oregon in general, like Oregon
I
and
love
Washington both. I just want to kind of drive up and down the coast and like
Beautiful.
Yeah.
camp some spots or
All the
see some little-
waterfalls, all the hot springs out there. I mean,
Me and Matt had a great time, not this year, but last year out there, bro. We fucking drove in Eugene. I feel like Eugene's like close to the center of Oregon. Closest.
I don't know.
I'm not geographically like inclined, you know what I mean? But we went all the way east as far as we possibly could into like a snow-capped mountain. And yeah, you
forgot
remember
about
that?
Yeah.
We couldn't go no more because it was like fucking
Snow
like
up
a
to the
foot,
top
2
of the
foot of
car.
snow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we ended up turning around and then we went all the way to the coast, just our whole day fucking
Yep.
driving, just viewing and seeing the place. It's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
You just be driving and like, you're like, oh, fuck, let me pull off. Like, look at this, you know? Fucking beautiful ass scene.
Seems like it's very green.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
Like lots of cool waterscapes and like hill mountain stuff maybe, but like all of it with like very green trees and forests, and I don't know, it just looks cool.
Yeah, it was super sick. And we went to the sand dunes and
Sand
got
dunes, yeah.
ATVs, and that was super fun. I'm pretty sure we both had COVID. Or I did for sure. I don't know.
We was just toughing it out,
Yeah, it
dog.
was rough.
Yeah. We might all get monkeypox here soon.
What the fuck is monkeypox?
Have you heard of it?
No. What?
Yeah,
You said flirt. Now we got monkeypox. What is
it's-
going on?
It's the
2024.
You just like chicken pox from monkeys?
how deep you want to get into it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we got a couple minutes.
It's the new pandemic. I
The
don't know.
new
I don't know
pandemic.
how anybody. That's what I meant.
Right.
The world's
Maybe
gonna
we
cut
maybe
us
we
off.
just shouldn't get into it. But
Yeah.
anyway, the election is coming up. Lots of crazy,
Slater
lots of
Adams.
crazy stuff could
My
happen.
vote's for Slater Adams.
Yeah.
2024 president. I'm gonna bring this world right.
All right.
I'll make a bunch of promises that I'll never keep, but just vote for me.
Said I'll make tattoos great all the time.
It's a matter.
Make tattoos great again.
Yeah. Jason Bancroft had those stickers.
Oh yeah, he did. I remember.
Is that a saying? Make tattoos great again?
He just made like bumper stickers at one point. I remember having one on my kayak.
Yeah, he gave one to you at like Evergreen or no Indy.
Yeah.
Indy.
Yep.
Yep.
Another great show that I love doing every year.
Indy?
Yeah, Indie Expo. It's been fun.
Yeah, Chris Taylor definitely puts on a great show.
Yeah, Chris Taylor be killing it, bro. He's just when I think of Chris Taylor, I'm like, those are the people in the industry that are like needed to make things happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some
Yeah.
people are good at making things happen just because they simply have the desire to. And like, I'm going to be honest, I don't have the desire to ever put on a tattoo convention. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like huge event, so much going on. I don't know if I would have that skill set. It's probably something you have to learn and train yourself into. But like, I just wouldn't want to like put on a tattoo convention.
I can't imagine
But
the
I'm so
responsibility.
but I'm so happy and thankful for the people that do have that desire, you know, because I thoroughly enjoy it and it's great for the industry. And it's like, we need people like that.
Yeah, and the like having someone willing to host and take the responsibility for you being there and to make tattoos on the general public walking through the doors of what's their tattoo studio for the weekend. It's an honor, and we get so much growth doing that, sitting in that room over those 3 days.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, when do you go to a convention and not come home like just feeling like motivated
Every time.
and a little bit? Although it was a hectic weekend, you still somehow feel refreshed. You
Yeah.
know, because like you were around so much talent for the whole weekend, and you even work hard tattooing, but at the same time you have fun while you're doing it, and you meet people and you make friends and connections, and you learn things, and like, you know what I mean? It's just it's like all around beneficial.
Yeah, I think a lot of my personal growth came from being on convention floors and being around so many other artists that I could,
Facts.
being in a tattoo studio, it's amazing and great to work along other artists alone. But then when you're in a convention setting, you have 200 plus other artists. So, hey, does this design look weird? Or how could this be better? Or what would you recommend the approach to this be? And then you have seminars and stuff to take as well. There's this endless amount of benefits, and then connection wise, that's how me and Slater know each other.
Yeah, I kind of miss traveling. You know what I mean? Like just
Bro,
being.
you're always gone. What are you talking about? Inside joke.
July was a little rough, but
Slater's home far more now than when I met Slater.
oh yeah, whenever you met
were
me,
on
bro,
the road,
it was
on the road.
every weekend I was gone. I was on the Villain Arts train heavy.
Yeah, you were.
Well, that's cool because I feel like it probably did good for you because
Oh,
you're in
yeah.
a good spot now.
I feel like if I did not go on the Villain Arts like little travel touring thing, you know what I mean? I probably would not be where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
You
Like
know, there's
even like quality wise, like
quality wise, style wise, you know, location wise, you know, because I wouldn't have met Matt if I, you know, never traveled.
yeah,
But like I met like, you know, Christian Boye, and he, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. But he was like, I sat right next to him in Tampa back in like, I don't know, 2018, 2019, some bullshit like that. And he was like, you know, if you come into the studio every day and you're excited about what you do, you found it. You know what I mean? Like that's not work to you. But if you keep coming in and you're just like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do this, that's not for you. I was like, all right, that makes sense. I fucking love anime. Why not do anime? Ever since then, I enjoy every day. You know?
It definitely shows. You feel like it's undeniable. Anyone look at your work and tell that you don't, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think how I'm wording that wrong. Anyone who looks at your work can tell you love it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's very obvious.
I appreciate that.
yeah. I mean, you have to like to do it to the level that you're doing it or anyone else is doing it. You have to know a lot about it.
Oh, yeah. Even like whenever I design stuff, if I do not know a specific character or like, you know, a specific show that I'm tattooing, I'll go out of my way and I'll watch. If I don't have enough time to watch like an actual like anime, because some of them are pretty long, I'll at least go through and I'd say most of my designs are like more like action based. You know what I mean? So like I usually pick up on fights, their animation style, what they're known for. You know what I mean? Like different animes have like Naruto's like really good hand-to-hand combat. Certain ones are real flashier than others. Some has like, you know, good movement, vice versa, whatever. And I just
some just talk a lot.
I don't really watch shows.
Yeah.
Ones that I feel like scream back and forth.
Yeah, there is a lot of screaming in some of them. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's the emotion they put into it.
Yeah. But no, that's cool. Like there's a lot of education that can even go into something like tattooing anime because there's among all of the styles of anime, which I'm not familiar with necessarily. You're sitting here saying like, yeah, this one's known for a certain animation style and this is how it's different from this over here.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you those things. You know what I mean? Like I don't study it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not something you're interested in, though, and that's not something that you really like dive into. So
Yeah.
and it's not for everybody, you know what I mean? But that's why I'm here. I'll do it for you, brother.
Yeah. I mean, Dragon Ball Z will always be tight. Like as a kid,
It's
I
a
watched that
nostalgic
one.
one. I'm not going to get into this topic.
Yeah, let's get all the way into it. He's probably tired of it by now. He's like, that's overrated. These are way better, blah, blah, blah.
I probably killed that one out for him.
No, I just think it's just Dragon Ball in general, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's a nostalgic ass episode or like a series, but there's better, you know, and I stand by that. Respect to Akira Toriyama, R.I.P. my boy, but it's just not it anymore. You know what I mean?
R.I.P. my boy.
R.I.P. my boy.
Yeah, when me and Slater started working together, it was like every day tattooing Goku.
And
'Cause
it
I
damn
didn't-
near
I didn't-
was. That's a crazy thing.
Joking or not, if it was to me, like I didn't know it, and I got to learn some super cool animes through like
Oh,
the
yeah.
stuff that you've shown me and stuff over the years. So definitely opened my eyes to some of it.
Well, it's just so big, dude. Like even
Very broad.
Primitive, the skateboard company,
Yeah.
like, dude, half of their stuff, half of their designs, all that, it's like all anime based, and most of it's Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Yep.
Just all over the place on skateboard decks, on clothes. Like they just have whole lines of.
Oh yeah, we got one of them in the studio. One of the primitive decks.
Yeah, there. What is there two? There's two hanging up.
So there's
right?
one, Mike Randazzo. He designed one, and then the other one is the primitive one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched anime just blow up since I've known you.
COVID,
Like-
bro.
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely see that. Going into Walmart now, they've got anime. Like I feel like to me it looks obscure. I don't know some of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never even, don't notice the characters or unless I've seen you tattoo it.
Right.
It's insane how big it's blown up because it started as essentially a kid thing with Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z and like all that stuff,
Yeah.
like the beginner anime stuff, and then as like those kids grew up and now anime's even more an adult thing
Yeah.
than a kid thing, and to me it's just wild only because I'm not into it, but it's crazy to see like you can make a living specifically like tattooing anime, like
Yeah.
specializing in that only.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's super sick, and now it's a category in at most conventions now too, which is super
Finally.
cool because that was never
Yeah.
a thing for
Yeah.
whenever we started doing conventions.
And there's whole conventions based on it.
Yeah,
Like, what are all the anime conventions? Anime Ink Con.
I think it's just Anime Ink Con. I know. I don't want to be wrong, but I know it's Mimic and Ghost, maybe as a whole, that like puts on Anime Ink Con, video game tattoos, and like a bunch, maybe a few others. I'm not entirely sure. I thought this Orlando show that I was going to be doing was like anime-ish, but I think I might be wrong, so I can't say that one is.
Okay. What are you sipping on, Matt?
Rosie's latte.
Rosie's latte.
Yeah, from Luca B's. It's
Shout
fire.
out Luca B.
Shout out to Luca B. Dude,
For
we should
sure.
try to get that Luca B sponsorship.
Yeah.
Man, they have to.
I'm still buying the Rosie's latte,
Every time. Every time.
no matter what.
Yeah, ever since you showed me it, that's all I get, bro, is a Rosie's latte. So good. You want a sip, dog?
No, I'm cool. Got that caramel macchiato.
Just
son.
in case anybody knows, this is the first time Tracy ever got a caramel macchiato.
No.
He said no, don't
This
do me
man
like that.
told me last night, straight black coffee. That's it. Strongest that you could possibly get.
Well, I didn't know how much time I'd have this morning. We even stayed up late last night because there's no school day. It's a
Oh, yeah,
holiday.
yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It's Labor Day.
Yeah. But I had 2 cups of black coffee this morning. So I was like,
On top of this?
yeah.
He said we gotta dial
How's
back
your
a
heart,
little
bro?
bit.
Which is normal. I mean, I'd wake up and drink 2 to 3 cups of coffee in the morning.
How much caffeine intake do you think you take daily?
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, just coffee in the morning. I even with going to the gym, I don't take pre-workout these days. I'm not into normally buying energy drinks like here or there. I'll have like a Red Bull
Yeah.
or something, but I'm talking like once a month. Like it's very far and in between. It's not even weekly that I drink caffeine throughout the day. So I think it's all right.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to dial back on the energy drinks.
That's something I've started too.
Yeah, I've been drinking a lot more tea and stuff recently for caffeine. But it takes 7 days. I mean, this is from Google, so I don't know for sure. 7 days to process a Red Bull through your kidneys.
What?
Yeah,
A Red Bull?
yeah.
What is it that doesn't process well?
I believe it's the taurine, but I could be wrong. But yeah, wild.
That's wild as hell.
I don't really know much about taurine, but it's one of the things that like all the energy companies advertise as like it's got this in it.
Right.
Is it good for you, bad for you? I don't know. I have
Don't
no
know.
idea.
No idea. And it's
Find out later it's some fucking drug or something.
probably doing some research on it later.
Yeah, you got to find out what you're putting in your body.
Yeah.
Well-
I'm more conscious of that nowadays for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm being. That's when I messaged you guys the other day about like we're all being poisoned.
Oh,
That's
I forgot about that.
that's what I was talking about. Like, cause so I have since I've been hitting the gym again, I have a friend who's big into the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
And, the guys that are doing carnivore stuff, they're like, I've never felt better. It's amazing. And they're actually all convinced that basically the propaganda in our country the last however many years since media has been huge, you know what I mean? There's been a shift in like what they say you should be eating and shouldn't be eating. And so my friend who's on the carnivore diet, he eats like eggs and primarily red meat, and he tries to get grass-fed meat and stuff, but he's like, doctors and whatever on the news, they're all going to say that we shouldn't eat that much red meat. It causes cancer, this and that. And he's like, on the flip side of that, red meat is actually the most nutrient-dense meat, and we should be eating more of it. And we should be eating eggs every single day, and that's not the cause of our high cholesterol and this and that. And they say don't salt your food because you already get too much sodium, but yet we walk around with headaches and being dehydrated because we don't take in enough salts and electrolytes. And they're literally like, pushing down our throats, like, don't do these things. And those are the things we should be doing, is having more of like an animal-based diet. And like, I understand the plant-based thing too.
That's
Totally
where
agree.
Kind
Like,
of subscribe more to that over the years. I definitely eat meat now. But,
yeah, because you have people that think like meat is just kind of not great for you across the board, and then there's this other side, and they're like, no, we should be doing more of this, and it's good for us. So you really don't know what to believe. I even had a friend, we had coffee the other day, and he was like, and we were talking about all this. And he's fit. He's into running and working out and stuff. And he went to the doctor at some point, and they told him his cholesterol was high, and they told him like, you need to like stop doing this and this. Don't be eating like eggs for breakfast and like the meat thing or whatever. And he said, guess what? My cholesterol's not high anymore. And he said, guess what I eat for breakfast every single day? And I said, eggs. He said, yeah. So
that's wild.
it is kind of wild that like we don't really know what's right. And a lot of the problems that they've contributed to like salt and like sodium and cholesterol, a lot of those issues come from like too much sugar instead of too much salt. I've heard people talk about.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't know what to believe, but I eat very simply like either beef and rice and eggs for breakfast every day now, or like chicken and rice, and that's about it. I don't eat a whole lot of vegetables, but
Definitely. We eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I think it really comes down. I experimented a lot when I boxed and basically judged what made me feel better.
yeah,
I like a lot more protein-based diets. I mean, I think protein is extremely important. I think you definitely know that you've been in the gym and stuff over the years and stuff. So I think that's super important. But meat always made me feel slower, more lethargic and tired. But it just depends on what I'm eating. Yeah, for sure. Definitely lowered a lot more of my meat intake.
Do you think that matters? Because I know like store-bought meat is completely different from like, say if you go to the farmer's market on Saturday and get some of these farmers' meat.
I'm starting to think it matters. That same dude that's doing the carnivore diet, that's a buddy of mine, he's very into grass-fed meat. And so he actually said like, and this was before he recently bought like half a cow or something from like a local butcher. Like no extra processing at all, just cut up meat and like in bags, and it's his.
Yeah.
But before that, he told me he got his grass-fed meat from Aldi because they had a decent selection of it. And before I just like going to Walmart or Kroger, I never realized that like there's usually a little section of separated meat that's like grass-fed, has the green label on it, and it'll say like grass-fed or whatever. So like no added hormones, or like they don't feed the animals antibiotics or whatever.
GMOs or anything like that.
Yeah, GMOs, all this stuff that like I really don't even know what it is, but we're not supposed to be eating it. So
yeah.
but yeah, he said go to Aldi. They have a good selection of grass-fed meat. So I started going there, and they have grass-fed chicken and like these packs of steaks that like I've been buying, and so I don't know, man.
I'm
I'm
gonna
kind
check
of.
that out.
I bet it makes a difference and I've seen those pictures too, even on like Facebook, where people say this is store-bought ground beef, and then this is locally raised ground
You
beef,
can tell a difference for
this
sure.
the locally raised is like super like blood red like looking, you know what I mean, and the other one is like barely pink, like
Yeah.
lots of white, lots of maybe just fat mixed in, but also like the actual nutrient density of the meat itself, I think, is probably just different.
Yeah, and everything goes into the knowing what you're putting in your body. If you're buying something local, they're probably gonna be able to tell you what they're putting in, like what they're feeding the livestock and everything. I mean, definitely a better way of knowing what you're putting in your body if you're knowing what's being put into your food too.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like back to what you were saying, like I'm sure it does matter, like what kind of meat are you eating, where's it coming from, how is it raised, type of thing. But the only way to really know for yourself is like try it. So I don't know, maybe you should try it.
Maybe I should try it. I'll try it.
Start challenging each other.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to know because, like, if I were to say I feel any different because of like what I've been eating lately, I also started going back to the gym, and that alone will just completely change, like, even the routine of your body.
100%.
Yeah.
Your mindset,
Your mindset, your like brain fog, your energy throughout the day.
Yeah.
Like that, even if I didn't change my diet, I would feel a little bit different just because I've been working out again.
Yeah, I think that I feel like I always fall into if I change one thing, I'm changing multiple things all at once. So I never know what the root is that makes me feel better.
Absolutely.
But yeah, exercise, meditation, doing things outside of like normal routines, has always made me feel like overall better. I think that's just like the goal. I mean, we started the conversation talking about wanting to be the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah. What you think, dog? You gonna try grass-fed meat?
I'll probably go to the farmer's market or something, grab me a little something.
Little something,
Just still a little sus from a big corporation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather just go to a farmer and be like, yo, what
Hook it
these
up.
boys being fed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo,
Some
heard
grass.
you got
Lean
some meat
grass,
over
brother.
here. Yeah, dude, but it's like, and there's the other there's the flip side of that whole conversation with like more and more I see these just random everyday products like snacks and cereals and Oreos. Apparently someone the other day posted on Facebook, it was the Great Value brand of apple juice that everyone
that.
is
Oh,
getting
Veronica
for their
said
kids to drink,
It had
and
like arsenic in it or something.
yeah,
crazy?
freaking arsenic, and it's like all of these, just pretty much everything on the shelf that is packaged in any way, shape, or form, snacks, drinks, anything that has been processed at all to get to the form it's in is like, has some type of like poison in it. So at this point, I'm just like, dude, it's just bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. The stuff that we like should be eating, we don't. And apparently half the time they're telling us it's bad for us and we shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So people are not.
It's like all these companies are like, okay, what are we going to make here? How are we going to make it? Oh, cancer? Add that.
Yeah.
So you're going to die in like 5 years? Add that too.
Well, if you get super conspiracy theorists on it, like they somehow make it more profitable to make stuff with chemicals and whatnot. If they can make it go farther or this or that, or give you lesser quality but still charge for it, type of thing, with meat or with whatever it is. And then also, so they make money on the front end in ways, but then on the back end, like they make money when it comes to healthcare costs because we're all being poisoned, right?
Yeah.
So, who knows how much of it is intentional by big evil corporations or whatever.
I hope not.
It's hard to say.
Could you ever really know? No.
Nope.
Some people might have evil agendas. Some people might just be caught in the middle of it.
One more for the one more.
One more for the one more. That's funny you just said that. So I had a client come in the other day. I don't know what made me just think of it. it was just something he said that was like hilarious, bro.
It wasn't that crazy chick that came in.
No, no.
Y'all had me cracking up in the group chat. And I was like,
Yo.
I don't even know what happened.
Dude,
I was just like, that girl was wild. Like,
Right.
I said something like that, and he said, "Yeah, bro, she's just always been that way."
wild.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
it happens.
Be like that. You know what I mean?
Working in a tattoo studio is always fun.
Oh yeah, I bet you guys got some stories. We could do a whole episode on
Oh, we'll definitely
Wild
definitely have
stories.
shop
some.
stories.
Oh
you know,
my
probably
gosh.
multiple episodes.
Yeah, for sure. Those random stories are probably going to bleed through in quite a bit.
A lot of them. But on what I was saying though, this guy, he was like, my dad fucking, they went fishing, and he was like, hey, let's drop all the fishing stuff right next to where we're going. He's like, Dad, it's just like a little bit of ways. He said, son, every step's another step. Think about that.
Yep.
Every step's another step.
Yep.
I don't know. Just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I guess that's
Like-
true.
No, it's 100% true. That's what makes it funny.
Like, it's so true. Yeah, that it's comical.
So, do you have any X amount of steps in life? You know what I mean?
I mean, for sure. I think it's all limited.
So that does that mean if you run and like get active more, you're gonna die sooner?
I think it's what point of what your perspective on the quote is, kind of thing. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Could be taken
just
way
funny.
more like literal if you wanted it. You got like a timer. It's just counting down how many steps.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that. Maybe once you're at like a certain age, you know what I mean? But every step's another step. Don't forget about it.
I won't forget.
Ever.
Shout out Sean Rash.
Yeah.
Don't think I forgot.
Your boy Sean.
That's his dad's name.
Okay. So, y'all say you're working today or no?
No, I'm off today.
I am. Yep, I got one.
Okay. What are you tattooing?
I'm gonna be finishing up some peonies.
Cool.
Yep. Do a little color in them bad boys and call it a day. Then we packing up, locking up,
Yep.
hitting the road to Oregon. Wait, hitting the skies.
Yeah, we're flying. Yeah,
That's
actually,
what's
I
up.
guess I do maybe a little work. I gotta go pack a little bit.
Yeah.
So go to
That
the
thing
studio for a little
is
bit.
it's wild, bro, packing.
Yeah, over the years, there's definitely things that's made it easier for sure.
I miss that little pack that you had, that little fucking box they fucked up in Eugene last year. You remember?
That thing got destroyed.
Destroyed.
Like they
It sucks.
tossed my travel case around. Like
Who's they and why?
I guess
What
the airlines for
airline? Yeah, one
sure.
of the
Oh,
airlines.
okay.
Yeah.
Like at the airport.
Yeah, I got destroyed. But I don't know. I'm happy with what I got now for sure.
Yeah. Do you got like another little travel setup or?
Yeah, just like a little pull behind toolbox.
Okay.
I've taken it to Oregon back and forth a couple times now. Arizona, it's survived, but nothing's broken on it right now.
I'd like to see what kind of toolbox it is. Like you check it on and everything?
Yeah, I bought it at Sam's Club.
Okay. That's something I'm thinking about because I'm probably just going to fucking toss everything in the damn suitcase again and just check that suitcase on like we normally do.
Yeah, me and Jake were gonna load up basically just a suitcase with our stuff how we did, and we could even compile some stuff if you want to throw in ours too.
I'll see what
Condense a
all
little
I
bit.
got, you know what I mean? Because I plan on checking at least one massage table and one of my big bags. And then all my clothes and stuff. And I'm making sure my clothes arrive this time.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It might depend for conventions, like if you are flying versus driving, it might depend on what the best setup is.
Oh, 100%.
Because at this point, I'm using like a pulley toolbox type of thing that like it kind of just spreads open and there's multiple tiers to it with different, big pockets for stuff and then
That's what
small
I'm
little
used to.
things. And
But I don't know how that applies to like being checked on because like you
Exactly.
can bust open all that shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Not say-
and just I don't even know about checking that like on an airplane, like a toolbox.
I'm not sure.
I've never tried it, but like for flying, if you're flying to a convention, it might just be easiest and best to use a suitcase and all your tattoo stuff's in the suitcase. Now it's less kind of organized and like to reach things, you got to sort of get down in there under stuff. So it's not like a toolbox to where it's like everything has its place necessarily.
So typically, whenever I travel with the suitcase, bro, I just like take everything that I know I'm gonna need. Like I'm gonna have like an X amount of tattoos that I'll probably do realistically, and then I just set everything up like it's because they give you that little table in the back. I usually typically just set up everything in the back there.
Yeah.
That way it's already ready to go. And then like for my appointment, I obviously have like a pre-made set. So
Yeah, that's what Matt did last time we went to.
Yeah, incarceration.
Yeah, he had those little.
Prepackaged stations with the full setup in it. That makes my life so much easier every show.
Yeah, and I'm not like man. I'm doing like 1, maybe 2 conventions a year. At this point, really just 1, because like I don't really like to. They're a lot of work. They're fun, but they're a lot of work, and you have to pay for them.
Yeah,
And also because I've like been really money conscious the last year or so, I'm not wanting to like travel all the time. You know? And you guys are like pretty much on some type of convention circuit where like every month you're doing like, it seems like you're doing a convention, or sometimes back to back, like a couple.
Yeah, that's something I definitely try not to do anymore is back-to-back shows. Incarceration and Hilo were different, you know what I mean? Like opportunities I wanted to be there for, and had a lot of friends at both shows. Getting to work with you and Greg and Mike, Incarceration was super fun. And then,
Dude, Incarceration was sweet, bro.
it was.
I mean, it was a lot different than a normal tattoo convention, because it's not just a tattoo convention, but that made it a lot of fun. And the crew we were with, the Airbnb was dope. I think overall it was just
super
a good
fun.
time.
Sit by the fire and stuff at night. It was super sick.
a deer. Yeah, that shit was nice.
Oh yeah, we hit that deer, bro.
Smoked it.
I'm glad we didn't take my truck. I mean, like
Shit, throw that motherfucker in the back.
I don't want to
skin
just
it
put
up.
it on my wife and be like, oh, I'm glad her car got messed up instead. But like that freaking, I'm glad we just got that truck. You know what I mean? I'm glad that we didn't have to mess that up.
Yeah.
And we messed up the older car that we have instead. And we got it fixed already. Like it's out of the body shop, but that was annoying. I mean, that Airbnb was like 45 minutes away from the prison, and in the middle of the boonies, nothing in between, dude.
Wild.
Gorgeous, like it was a gorgeous house on nice property, a little small pond
In the woods.
Yeah, it was super sick.
Hell
Very
yeah.
secluded.
Yeah.
Gravel
45
road.
minutes is rowdy.
That deer came out of nowhere.
Yeah, you got a new paint job. I guess Liz got a new paint job.
Yeah. Oh,
Blood
yeah.
splattered.
Dude, no. So freaking poop splattered.
Oh, shit.
All down the side.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah. And everyone was cracking up about it, too, because it literally just crapped all over our car.
Fuck.
So it was like the head and neck, like an upper body, kind of poked right out in front of our car, and that's what we smoked, right? The like upper part of the deer's body, and then the back side of it, it must have just swung around and smacked the side of the car,
Just shit all
like the
down
body,
side,
and
bro.
then there was poop literally just splattered from the front to the back of the car, like a huge splatter. You know what I mean? And we got there, and after everyone came out and looked at it, like Greg was like uncontrollably laughing, dude.
Shout out Greg Blankbaker. We love you.
But
I'd have gagged, bro.
so that was that, man. Yeah, there was like a little hair, those tufts of hair stuck in like the front edge of the bumper where it cracked. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good story. Neither one of us had ever hit a deer before, so I can check that off my box.
Yeah, don't got to do that one
It's
again.
a bucket list.
And luckily, the car was still perfectly drivable. So,
That's a
because it
plus.
really would have made it suck a lot more. And we were out in the middle of nowhere if we couldn't drive the car, and we kind of like had to figure that out, and we're stuck out there, sort of thing. That would have sucked.
Did you
That
basically
was-
just hit it on the corner of the car?
Yeah.
Thank God you didn't get in the front, bro. Smacking that radiator, coolant issue. Yeah.
Well, it can
just-
easily, if a car's not new and worth a lot, it can easily total a car.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
But the only internal thing that got messed up right behind the corner of the bumper in the front, there was
It was the coolant, right?
the coolant tank. Well, not coolant. It was the wiper fluid,
Okay, yeah.
which is
Something
like
very minor.
which is the thing that like you don't really need.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that tank got hit and the plug on the bottom broke out and it all leaked out type of thing.
Okay.
But that was it. So we could still drive the car. We drove it home the 4 hours or whatever it was. But yeah. But I mean, that convention, we had a fun time, dude.
For sure. Back-to-back tattoos, getting to listen to live music and stuff was super fun.
Yeah.
I liked how they did the contest for the like tattoos and everything. Yeah, it was fun.
Shout out to Mike Galbraith.
Yeah, for sure. Puts on a great tattoo convention.
You could easily, that could easily be done very poorly. That's all I have to say. Because of how hectic that event is. Like, how many thousands of people were there for the metal festival?
Right.
So many.
It's like 24. I don't want to underestimate it, but I'm pretty sure it's like around 20,000+ people in and out over 3 days.
That's solid.
Yeah. That first day, I hadn't. So that on Friday, that was the only day I booked. And the rest of the weekend, I was just gonna do walk-ups.
Mm-hmm.
I was so busy on that tattoo in like the back section of the prison area where we were tattooing. I hadn't stepped out front of the prison all day to actually see any of like the bands or like the festival going on. And at nighttime when it was dark, and that's when I had finished the tattoo and we were done for the day, and I stepped out front and like just
It's like, oh, I've been tattooing here all day.
did the side like look to look and literally just like seas of people. You know what I mean? Like massive event. Like it was a metal festival for the weekend.
And a whole prison yard filled full of people.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, dude, it was crazy. I was like, holy crap.
very surreal.
A lot of walk-ins. Like what kind of tattooing were you doing? Like just bangers or?
It was insane. So I booked Friday, and that was the only day I was like, okay, because I've done this in the past to where I'll just try to bang for the entire weekend on either one big piece or like a piece each day, and I don't get to enjoy the event at all.
Yeah,
you kind of miss out on the learning aspect and networking and the event itself.
So this event, I was like, I don't want to do that because there's actually like, it's the type of event to where you would want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's bands playing. We got to see Bad Omens and how many, I mean, huge bands that you would want. There's some that you'd want to take breaks to see.
Dropkick Murphys and there's a lot of really good bands.
Yeah. So because of that, it was like, this is the type of event I would actually want to enjoy and not have to, like, in order to finish the tattoo that I'm working on, have to just not do anything else and devote all my time to it.
So you'd probably not book next year. Just take walk-ups.
Probably do the same thing, maybe just book one day so I can still have fun and compete in a contest. And
I think I'll do the same kind of thing.
Yeah. But the next 2 days, though, the Saturday and the Sunday, I just did walk-ups. Did a few Saturday. Didn't stay like crazy booked all day, but still it was fine. But it was a good mix of like made some money still, did a few, and then
could still step away, go eat, and go like watch bands and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I did. That's how I got to go watch Dropkick. I was like, I'm gonna block off this time. I know no matter what, I'm not tattooing between this point and this point because I want to go watch Dropkick. I love punk music and especially Irish punk music.
Yeah. So Saturday, it was more like that for me. It was a good balance, which was good. I was like, I got to just enjoy the day, got to see some bands, did some tattoos, hung out with my wife a little bit. And then Sunday, it was like balls to the wall.
Yeah,
that was
Sunday
the
was
busiest I had ever seen, like a tattoo convention. Like it's pretty much body to body in there.
Yeah.
And one after another all day long, I stayed busy. And most of it was from that massive Flash book that Greg brought.
Yeah.
Because I only brought a little bit of Flash, and I was like, I'm just going to chill with this, you know what I mean? And Greg had a huge book of just like all sorts of little bangers in there. And they were so busy and booked up, him and Mike on the other side of the booth. And then me and Matt were working by each other because we had a double booth.
Yep.
And then they were just sending stuff over to me like, hey, you got time for this one? I'm like, yeah. I'd be in the middle of doing that, little guy.
And the next one's in line.
Yeah. And then they'll be like, hey, you got time after that? Yeah. And then it literally stayed like that all day.
So you
long.
basically would be as busy as you'd like to be out there.
For sure.
That's nice.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of like the first conventions that I went to, like Hell City, and like walking around seeing like everyone just everyone's tattooing nonstop
Yeah.
the whole time. And that's, I feel the same with Evergreen. Like you look around, everyone's tattooing, and those are the shows that I love. Like you can, when you have the availability to go do seminars if you want, or
Yeah.
tattoo the whole time.
Well, it's like the last time it's just been so long since I did that. Like just back to back tattoos all day long. Because
Yeah.
you know, strategically these days doing large scale black and gray, I try not to do that.
Right.
I only want to stencil one time and have one project to focus on and wrap my mind around. I don't like necessarily on a daily basis, at least, I don't like setting up, tattoo, tear down, set up, tattoo, tear down. Like,
Yep. I like one project a day.
Yep.
yeah, set up and tear down all day long, stenciling every single time, like the whole process.
Right.
Because it just takes so much time away from actual tattoo time. But it's like doing that every now and then, like at a convention, it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Now it's hectic, and at the
For
end of
sure.
the day, I'm like,
I love it
I'm
though.
freaking beat. But I
Yeah.
would not want to like do that. Like I don't want to do the street shop on a daily basis type of deal.
Yeah. I think it would depend on me. I don't know. I love the random interactions sometimes, just like
Yeah, that's where the tattoo stories come from. All the
Yeah.
shop stories.
for sure. I think that was another thing with like the uneducated part. We get a chance to learn from so many people every single day that we talk to. I think that's also adds to like our knowledge base, because every walk of life, from doctors to tattooed pastors, preachers, and I've learned so much from everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to take away from incarceration, but
No, I feel you, man. I mean, it's you really I mean, it's a special like career that we get to do, especially because we get to meet so many people
Yeah.
from different walks of life.
all over the world, like
Yeah.
it's wild.
There's clients I sit there and talk about like money with, and there's other clients I'm like, hey, you do real estate, tell me about that. And then there's another client that is like
Accountants,
accountants or like chiropractors or like people I go to church with, and like we have that conversation, you know what I
Yep.
mean? And it's like, just I feel like every single day there's always something you can learn from someone, or just different experiences that like can be shared.
100%.
Like one of my clients the other day, he recently bought his first rental property.
Oh, sick.
He's getting into that lifestyle, and I was like, I actually have a question about that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, been thinking about it a little bit, and so we were able to talk about that the other day. And that's a client because we have other interests, and he actually owns a fitness business. He does weight loss coaching and stuff. And me being in and out of the gym and stuff, like it's been a part of my life. So there's other things we can connect on other than just tattoos. And like I'll be messaging that guy about random stuff outside of tattooing. Like we're just friends now.
Right.
And that's just cool.
Yeah. There's so many of those relationships very similar to that I'm super thankful for.
Yeah, bro. What you think, Slate?
Shit.
You're like, I gotta go to work.
Nah, I do got to go to work, but
Yeah.
I ain't thinking about that yet.
You work?
Huh?
You
No,
work?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really, bro. I just pull up, show out. You know what I'm saying?
That's gangster, bro.
Hey.
Gangster.
Well, shoot. Thanks for listening to a podcast, y'all. This
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
number 1. This
For
is
sure.
the pilot. I feel like we just kind of hopped around, which is fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Didn't want to have a specific subject. Just kind of introduce and talk about stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
show what we're about. A little
Meet
bit.
us. Yeah. We'll get into some like origins and shit later on, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I want to thank you guys too. Like, I'm super stoked to be a part of this. Super stoked to do this with you
absolutely,
guys.
bro.
Yeah, man. Excited.
Yeah, same. First day of class.
First day of class.
First day of class.
Glad y'all wasn't late.
I don't want to go to school, Mom.
So you got to.
But yeah, man. Well, thanks for tuning in, y'all.
you, y'all.
Sure we will see you soon. So, Uneducated Podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel and give it a like, and maybe share it with a friend who likes tattoos or just
podcast.
or just podcasts, like people talking and learning.
Tell your
Anime.
peoples about us. Tell your peoples about us.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
All right.
peace out. Thanks, y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
See you guys.
Later.